Hi, I'm Maggie, and I love history. This is a very special suitcase that goes back in time and travels with cool people from history. When it comes back, it has pictures and stories about the people it traveled with and the places it went. Let's see who it traveled with this time.
This is Clara Barton. She was born on Christmas Day in 1821 in Oxford, Massachusetts. Her nickname growing up was Tot, and she was very shy when she was little. Her older brother David taught her how to ride horses and throw a ball, so she was comfortable doing things only boys did back then. When Clara was 11, David fell and hit his head. This caused David to have to stay in bed for 2 years. During this time, she learned to be his nurse. When Clara was a teenager, she became a teacher. She taught for 10 years. She refused to be paid less than a man teacher. Clara would always demand the same pay as a man. When Clara was 33, she went to work for the government, which was very rare for a woman back then. The men often gave her a hard time because she was a woman, but she dealt with it because it was a very good job. In 1861, the Civil War began. Since Clara worked in Washington, D.C., she saw the wounded firsthand. She could not help but nurse them, just like her brother David. When she found out they didn't have enough clothes and food, she found people to donate to the soldiers. She made sure the supplies got to the battlefields by going there her very self. She was often the only woman. However, she did help a wounded soldier once who was a woman disguised as a man so she could fight. Her name was Mary Galloway. The battlefield was very dangerous. Once a bullet went through her sleeve. She often went days without sleep. However, the soldiers were grateful, calling her the angel of the battlefield. The way Clara helped the wounded soldiers improved how the wounded were treated by the doctors. After the war, President Lincoln asked the War Department to let Clara help. She made a list of all the dead and missing soldiers, which was very helpful for the government records and the soldiers' families. When she was done working at the War Department, Clara went on a trip to Europe. While there, she went to Switzerland and met the man in charge of the International Red Cross, which helped people who were suffering and in need after war or natural disasters. She was so inspired by the idea that she wanted to start the American Red Cross. For a long time, Clara had trouble getting America to join the Red Cross, but in March 1882, President Chester Arthur signed the document to join, and the American Red Cross was born. Clara was the boss of the American Red Cross for 20 years. At the age of 83, she retired. She still gave talks around the country, even though she was in her 80s. She died in April 1912 after a long illness. Wow! If Clara hadn't been so passionate about helping people in need after war or disaster, we wouldn't have the American Red Cross, which is the largest humanitarian, that means helping people who are suffering or in need, organization in the United States.
I wonder who we'll meet and where we'll go next time. Goodbye!